Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be testing out whether free trade first is better than war economy. As you can see, I have turned the AI off and we are playing as Germany. So there won't be a lot of RNG in terms of how the AI chooses to trade with me. And the first run, we'll do free trade first. Okay, so let's get into it. I have built out all the civs here, 80 to 60, so that I won't have to manipulate this whatsoever. The research will simply be, I'm going to go for electronic mechanical engineering, and then I'll have the other research slots on basic machine tools, dispersed industry, construction, and rubber, and we'll just stay in this zone right here. Okay, at this point, we've just completed Rhineland, and we now have enough political power to go free trade. I'm going to take a save here. And what we're going to do is we'll go free trade right now. So you can get that right off the bat. But what I'll do is I'll load up the save. And then through console commands, I'm going to allow us to go war economy. So the first thing to do would be to run this simulation with free trade. So we'll stop focus right here and just let this run till October 1st, 1937. That's typically when I switch off civilian factories and start building military factories. Okay, so here we are at October 1st, and I'm going to put our results here. So we currently have 50 civilian factories. We're at Dispersed Industry 3 at a level of 344 days left. Okay, so I've only been building car carabiner here, and I deleted all the army, so let's see how much infantry equipment I have in stockpile. 156,400, so I'll write that down. Okay, and now let's go back, and let's run the simulation. War economy first. Okay, I've loaded up the previous save. Now we're going to add war score. Let's add 4%. So now we're at 50. Let's see if we're allowed to do war economy. We are. So I'll go ahead and purchase war economy. And then the tech research, I'll change to be the exact same as it was before. So let's rerun this and let's see how many civilian factories we have. Let's see where we're at with Dispersed Industry Tech III. And let's see how many guns we can produce. Okay, here we are again, back on October 1st, 1937. And this was with choosing war economy only. Our factory count is going to be 50 civilian factories. So exactly the same as what we got with free trade only. So it seems that war economy has not helped out the civilian factory count at all. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot there. Here we go. The tech is going to be Dispersed Industry 3, has 380 days left. So as you can see, there is about a 36-day difference between getting free trade only and war economy only. So that means that you will not receive the bonuses to Dispersed Industry 3 for 36 days if you go war economy only. Let's go ahead and check out our gun count here. So it looks like we have 400 less guns. So the IC cost on the guns is 0.5. So that's about 200 IC difference. So you get 200 more IC with free trade first. Okay, now we're going to go back and make it more of like a realistic test. So I'm going to go ahead and run this test with free trade first. And then I'm going to choose war economy July 27th, 1936, which is going to be the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War, and then we'll reverse that and see what our results are. One thing to note here, guys, after every save, you have to turn the AI off again and again. Every time you load up the game, the AI is automatically turned back on, so that's something to watch out for. Okay, so we'll pick up free trade, and then we're off to the races. Okay, so Nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. I'm a day late over here. I'm going to add in the 4 war score. So now we're at 50%, and now I will choose war economy, and we'll keep on going here. Okay, we're back on October 1st, and I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. The Polish Peasant Union has popped up every time, so I thought that that was interesting and they got a cool looking leader there. But back to the build here. This is free trade first, and then war economy, July 27th, 1936. In other words, the breakout of the Spanish Civil War. We now have 51 civilian factories. So that means that war economy, chosen second, in conjunction with free trade, is worth an extra civilian factory. So in actuality, free trade, because of the tech boost, will actually net you more civilian factories than war economy first. So that's what we figured out so far. Let's take a look at the tech. It is 345 days left on Dispersed Industry 3. So when I went free trade only, it was 344. I wouldn't look too much into that. Maybe I clicked the button a day late, but it looks like that's going to be equivalent. And then the gun count is actually more. So I think, again, that might just be RNG. It's very close to what we saw with free trade only. Okay, so now let's go back and we'll do war economy first, and then we'll do free trade July 27th, 1936. Okay, we've got war with nationalist Spain again. And again, I'm on July 28th, and we'll choose free trade and run out the rest of the simulation here. Okay, the Polish Peasant Union came up yet again, big surprise, and we are on October 1st, 1937. So let's see the results here of war economy first, then free trade, July 28th, 1936. So the factory count is going to be 51 civilian factories. Okay, so whether we went free trade first or war economy first, it didn't matter. We have the exact same civilian factory count. The tech is 348 days left. So actually, we caught up on tech quite a bit. There's only a 3-day difference. So free trade is pretty powerful, even if taken several months later. So that's like 7 months into 36. There was only a 3-day difference from the tech boost that we received from free trade first. And then let's take a look at the gun count. Okay, so we came in at 153.9K guns. So you could see that there is quite a remarkable IC difference there. Now, obviously, in game, you're not going to be producing just guns unless you went an infantry equipment only build, but this is going to translate into more TAC bombers for Germany, more support equipment, more light tanks if you want to go light tank recon, etc. So I do think that that is significant. The tech difference is incredibly significant. However, the difference in the civ count is not significant whatsoever. So what I'm thinking here is this needs further testing, but is it even worth going war economy at all? Like, what are we going to get by 1939? At this point, I stopped building civilian factories. Now, of course, when we click on to war economy, you will get a few more civilian factories. So in this case, where we went free trade only at the top here, at the point in which we're at this point, I would suspect that if you went war economy, you would get about 4 civs. So October 1st, 1937, you'd probably be looking at 54 civs. It doesn't quite make sense to me why going war economy first nets you the same amount of civs, but there seems to be even more of a benefit to going free trade only and waiting, because you would net more civs if you waited. Now, of course, I haven't worked this out completely, but in this free trade only scenario where it's October 1st, 1937, if we went war economy at this point, we would have to get 4 civs. So I'm not sure what's going on there. If you guys could explain that to me in the comment section below, I'd appreciate it. I know that there's weird calculations with Hearts of Iron 4 where there's rounding going on and things like that. And it has been tested that if you civ juggle because of rounding, that there's going to be no difference. In other words, so if I put like, say this mostly built civilian factory at the top, and then I put the one that's not built as much on the bottom. This one will come out first. In other words, giving me an extra civilian factory, which will then net me more civilian factories faster. So after this civilian factory is completed, you would just drop that down to the bottom. That was a theory for some time, but that has been debunked. Civ juggling does nothing for you. And now it seems like maybe war economy later would actually be better. So I'm going to have to test that and get back to you guys. But that's incredibly surprising. Please tell me in the comment section below if there was any flaws in the way that I tested this. And I think that this proves if you're in a multiplayer game and a player tells you that they have an incredibly high civ count because they went war economy first, that is not the case. Most likely, they have an incredibly high civ count because they were civ boosted. In other words, if I wanted to boost Turkey, I would simply trade for all of their resources, in this case, chromium, and boom, I'm sending them over 33 civilian factories. So this is the biggest thing that needs to be fixed about Hearts of Iron 4 multiplayer. Until October 1939, the economy, the trade economy, needs to be fixed and constant. Some mods do this. I don't know if they do that perfectly accurate, but you could turn that on for the historical multiplayer mod, and the economy, the trade economy is fixed so that you cannot trade boost other nations until 1939 in October. So that is a feature that could easily be improved with Hearts of Iron 4. And I'm going to be playing around with this. So it seems that war economy does absolutely nothing. And taking war economy earlier is actually detrimental for a number of reasons. So we might say that it might be better to just wait till the Spanish Civil War is completed, or wait till you switch to military factories to go war economy, because then you would possibly get a boost from that. Maybe I'll put out a video on that. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and check out my other videos where I test if heavy tanks are now viable, and talk about different changes to the game that happens every time that there is a major update to the game. I'm going to do a live stream for you guys and explain the changes. And I've also got a podcast that you can check out on my YouTube channel where I talk to different Hearts of Iron 4 personalities, YouTubers, game developers. I want to get different multiplayer players on the podcast. So go ahead and check that out and leave me a like if you enjoy this content. See you on the next one, guys.